So this is Andy Frazer from chemistry. The subject I predominantly teach is Organic 2, and these are my UTAs, or some of my UTAs that represent the Organic 2 class. So Organic 2, as you know, is one of the highest DFW rated subjects in the university. It's at number 3 or so, something that's repeated nationwide. And so these students have a huge job on their hands. And of course, we have to always try to envision new techniques to improve student learning. Now, I thought that instead of me explaining what I do with these UTAs, and of course they will come in and this meeting and explain to you some of the description, some of the work that we do, and of course outcomes that we have in this work. So first I'll talk about Caroline, and Caroline will talk about exactly what we do during class.
Throughout lecture, while Dr. Frazer is telling the students the important things that they need to know for their exams, the UTAs were able to monitor the chat and kind of answer questions that the students may not exactly feel comfortable stopping the lecture for. And we're also able to bring the important questions to the attention of Dr. Frazer to make sure that everyone is on the same page throughout the entire lecture session. In addition, we're also able to keep the students on track in the Zoom chat, just in case they start feeling like they're getting off task or they're starting to talk about other things that aren't exactly helping them with the lecture that they should be paying attention to. Isabel is going to share how the UTAs guide students during office hours.
So during office hours, the students are separated into breakout rooms based on what they'd like to go over. And in each breakout room, the students will work on problem sets created by Dr. Frazer and the UTAs. We'll then assist the students with the problem sets by asking them questions to test their knowledge and also to lead them to the correct answers. Dr. Frazer will visit breakout rooms to observe the UTA and student interactions and also to answer any questions that we might not be able to. And by leading the discussion, we also free up Dr. Frazer to join a separate breakout room if he needs to speak to a student privately. And over the past few weeks, I've seen the students really open up. Now, for every office hours, they always come ready with questions or topics that they'd like to discuss. And this has just shown me how meaningful and beneficial office hours with UTAs can be for students understanding. And now Ashley's going to talk a bit about how UTAs build a sense of community during remote learning.
Ashley, you do have your mic off, so do you mind switching it on? Thank you.
So as you guys know, we're currently undergoing the COVID-19 pandemic, and it has affected all of us one way or another. One way that it has affected the students is that it has removed the sense of community that they had when they were on campus. So what we decided to do to target that was create and monitor it that created a safe environment for the students to be able to engage with each other, communicate, and also engage with us, the undergraduate TAs. We're able to build relationships with them as well as familiarize ourselves with them, which makes it easier for them to reach out to us and ask for help when needed. Another great thing that it has done is that it actually has made the students feel heard. They are expressing our concerns to us, and we are able to bring those concerns to Dr. Frazer and address those concerns and make the class more enjoyable for them and us. Now, Eric is going to talk about more about the GroupMe.
Eric.
I thought I was talking about not the GroupMe, but mentoring and things like that.
You can talk about whatever you want, Eric, please.
Okay, so as you guys know, that we have one of the largest student bodies in all of the country at UCF. So in that group, we have a, all right, let me start over. So,
it's okay.
As you know, at UCF, we have a large student body, one of the largest in all of the country. So within that student body, there's going to be a lot of diversity. So what Dr. Frazer is trying to do with his undergraduates is sort of encompass that diversity into his TAs, whether it be, uh, you know, their background as far as their major, um, whether it be their ethnic background, uh, age. We just have a very diverse group of undergraduate teaching assistants here. So with that, we're able to um, act more as mentors to the students, having gone through this class beforehand and being able to relate with them in a sense, whether it be, and Dr. Frazer touched on it a little bit, with one of the highest DWI rates being in organic chemistry too. One of the things we're able to do is sort of mentor these students in a way to where we can show them the actual work it takes to be successful in this class, as well as other aspects outside of organic chemistry. This has helped us kind of gain sort of an empathetic sense for not only the students, but also for the faculty and what everybody has to go through to make this transition
Comfortable enough. Yes, this is great. Thank you so much, Eric. So who do we have? So Nat, do you want to talk about this peer-to-peer and all that sort of thing?
In the words of Dr. Frazer, which you should realize by now, is peer-to-peer is more receptive, in my opinion, than student to teacher and even graduate to student relationships. From this, you gather that their language use is different, mannerisms, and even dress. Students are more comfortable when they come into office hours to speak to us, whether it be through the group me, in person, or another means of communication. In addition to this, the lower age gap contributes to them feeling more comfortable, but also it lets us speak in a different way that builds new connections and improves the ones that they get in class. It's the delivery that we give that differs so much that basically improves upon a lecture in, hold on. You not eat anything?
It's all good. This is part of our online environment, and you can see exactly how, yeah, we're also susceptible to this Zoom disturbances, or these Zoom, what do they call it now, Isabel? Zoom, the Zoom walk-ins, yeah, and it makes it more exciting. As long as we're in that 15-minute window, we're good. Now, could please go on, please. You were saying.
As I was saying, it's the delivery. When it's a student to student relationship, the delivery is just different. The student is able to understand better because me, Isabel, Nathan, etc., we use a different language than the one used by the teacher, in this case, Dr. Fraser, in the classroom. Using slang and lingo that we use with other peers basically improves the delivery, reiterate that. And it benefits the UTA as well by refreshing their memory on the subjects in the course that they're going to use in the future. Nathan can better cover the academic benefits of being a UTA.
Excellent.
So to properly fulfill our duties as TAs, we have to know the content for Orgo 1 and 2 really well. This helps with tests like the MCAT, which as a pre-med I have to take. That test is increasingly Orgo heavy, and being so well versed in the Orgo material helped a lot taking that test. Additionally, as a chemistry major, taking classes like biochemistry and Orgo 3 have been made a lot easier to understand the material due to my grasp on the Orgo 1 and 2 material. Also, we took on FERPA responsibility for grading, which allowed us to take on more responsibility and kind of developed our professional demeanor. And
because, sorry, Nathan, can I butt in? Because you are one of the FERPA qualified candidates, right, students that we had, right, UTAs.
Yeah.
Yes, excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. So that FERPA kind of allowed us to develop a professional demeanor and get accustomed to grading etiquette.
Excellent, thank you. Jasmina, do you want to talk about exactly how the UTA, being a UTA has prepared you, how it's improved you as a person and all that sort of thing, prepared you for your goals?
Yeah, so being a UTA really helped develop my leadership skills. 2 years ago, I was a pretty shy and timid girl. And so my roles just consisted of coming into office hours and answering questions. And over the last 2 years, I've gained more and more responsibility, and that's really helped boost my confidence. So I started facilitating like small groups. And then from there, I felt confident to do a review session before an exam with 200 plus students. So over the last 2 years, I've really gained more confident in a leadership role. And that's actually helped me transfer those skills to other areas of my life where I was able to found my own club and be president of it. So yeah, overall has helped me with my leadership skills.
That is pretty awesome. So what we have here, I can see here, is we see a diverse group of individuals. We see students from what I experienced in the past who are going to go on to bigger and better things. So most of these kids here belong to either chemistry or they're present in the health sciences or biological sciences. This is what our organic two consists of. And we have them from the super 4.0s and 3.4s, 3.5 GPAs, and we've seen continuous growth. I personally try to ask them for their input at all times, and I've personally seen the numbers of my student body grow as far as percentages and passing. So I think this UTA are quite a good idea. One thing that I will say not to do as a lecturer, professor working with UTAs is this: do not have a web courses discussion without any credit being given to the students because they won't participate. Please do open up a GroupMe account, an Instagram account, let your TAs do it. So keep it sort of hands off, because if you do not have the class GroupMe, they will go off and do their own thing. And then of course, your input or the input of your TAs will be less, so it becomes less effective. I can say this, try to be proactive when it comes to UTAs. Always listen to them and try to work with them seamlessly. Have at least a meeting per week. I think that's all there is to it. What do you think, guys? I think one thing that I've instilled in them, of course, is this, and they know this, right? Every day, just like my class, I say to them, we're competing not just with ourselves, but we're competing with other universities. We are UCF, we are UNITS, and so the stronger we perform, the stronger, the whole community is, and everybody becomes even more shiny. Yeah, go Knights. Go Knights.
John.
There you go. Thank you, guys. All right, and